Hi folks, my name is Mr. Kuchak and I am your art teacher. Before we begin, let me go over our class rules. We have 3 rules at Elk Lake. Be ready, be responsible, be respectful. We are ready in the art room when we come in, sit in our assigned seats, and get quiet so that we can learn about art. We are responsible in the art room when we follow directions and take care of our supplies, and we clean up any of our messes. We are respectful when we use kind words like please and thank you, and when we value other students' artwork. Supplies you will need for today's lesson. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to. Hi folks, today we are going to be doing some cartooning. You are going to need a pencil, an eraser, and a sharpener. You will also need a piece of paper. I'm going to turn the camera now so that you can see my drawing. Please follow along. You can also label it so that when you're looking back later on, you can find exactly what you're looking for. When I say cartooning, I also mean comics or anime or any type of animated character. So just because we say cartooning or we say comics, it doesn't mean it can't be used in any other way. You can also use it for like book illustrations. You can use it for, projects that you have at school that you need to illustrate something. These are all great techniques that you can use. Okay, today I'm going to start drawing some cartoon eyes. I'm going to use a Sharpie so that you can see it on my paper. If I use pencil, sometimes you can't see it because of the way the lights are hitting the paper. So just because I'm using Sharpie, that does not mean you need to. You can use pencil. That way, if you make a little mistake, it's something that's very, very easy to fix for you then. Folks, if you have all of your supplies ready, we're going to go ahead and start drawing out some cartoon eyes today. Now, when I draw this, I actually have to draw it upside down, and because of the way my phone works on my camera, any words that I write will come out backwards. So the last slide that I show you, which you can pause, I will have all the words written the right way underneath all of our letters, all of our drawings, so that you can see how to spell everything, and you can just fill it in once we're all the way done. Okay, our first set of eyes are going to be shy eyes. Shy eyes are very useful when you're doing comics. So we start off with 2 smiley faces, and then we add our eyelashes. This way it looks like someone's eyes are down. It's also very good for someone who's sleeping. So if you have tired, or someone's sleeping and you write the letter ZZZ up above them, it works out really good for those too. So just because we have one type of eye, it does not mean that it's only that type of eye. You can use these in many different ways. You might even look at some of the eyes and say, boy, if you only use that part, it looks like this. Yes, that's what we want. Especially with art, we want you thinking about how you can use this in different situations. The next set of eyes are mad eyes. So we're going to go around and make 2 ovals. And then the eyebrows, or the eyelids, are almost like a V, like they almost come to a point. And that V kind of makes them look a little bit more mean. And then we hide part of the eye underneath. And we can color in that part too. So then you have some mad eyes. If you have someone who, let's say, has really bad allergies and they are sick and tired, then we do 2 ovals. Now these ovals, we pretty much want them touching. So we're going to come around and do 2 ovals. And then we do at least halfway. We do a line across. We put the eye underneath and color it in. We put the eye underneath. We color it in, and then we add a bit of the nose so that it looks like it's swollen and that they're kind of sick and they just don't really feel too well. The next set of eyes for this row are going to be evil eyes. Evil eyes look a lot like the mad eyes, and we start off almost the same way, except we're going to start off with the eyelids first. Once we have the eyelids, then we come down and up. We come down and up. We add in the eyes. We add in the eyes. And you can go ahead and color those in. That way, if you need a character, say like an evil mad scientist inside your superhero story, you have a great set of eyes for them. Okay, for our next row, we're going to start off with some tired eyes. So we're going to start off with 2 smiles, just like we did with the shy eyes. And then the eyebrows, those are going to be like clouds. Kind of like when we say you're sleeping, you're on cloud 9, or if you're daydreaming and your head is in the clouds. Well, that way, parts of the face are kind of going with the story that you're trying to tell. The next set of eyes are dizzy eyes. So these go around and around and in, around and around and around and in. We can even add some more little dizzy lines around the side. We can also do these little V-shaped eyebrows. So if we do a V and then color it in, it looks almost like a little triangle. And those are dizzy eyes. You can also use them if you have a character who is hypnotized, maybe by that evil mad scientist, and that way they're under their spell too. So dizzy eyes can be used a lot of different ways. Let's say your character sees something that is really, 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 really cool, and their eyes are like popping up out of their head. Wow, they saw something awesome. Well, that's when we want to use wow eyes. Wow eyes start off with like a big C and then a big C. We add in the center of the eye, the center of the eye, and then we need our eyebrows. This way, in a cartoon or in a comic, it would look like the eyes were popping up out of the character's head. But since we're kind of doing almost stop motion animation with our comics, we have to stop when we hit a certain spot. These next set of eyes, these are kind of simple. These start off with 2 little eyes. And then we do a straight line, and then we do a question mark. And I call those who me eyes. So if someone's not paying attention and you call on them in class and who me what? I didn't know what was going on. So, we can also call them confused eyes. And we use that part of speech. We use that question mark to help kind of drive what is happening with the character. So our next row that we're going to do, this one starts off kind of like an S. So we're going to do an S and an S. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. Eyebrow, eyebrow. So if someone's laughing so hard then that they can't see straight, or maybe they're laughing so much that there's a tear, one tear that kind of comes down, they're laughing so hard they're crying, well, these are great laughing eyebrows. If you have somebody who is really crying and really, really sad, normally then we would do 2 teardrops kind of coming down so that we can see them kind of streaming down the face. So these type of eyes, these are great for either laughing or crying. The next set of eyes are going to be side eyes. So let's start off with the nose first. So we're going to do a little bit of an L and a little bit of a squiggle. This way we can see where the nose is going to be. And then we do kind of a sideways V, a sideways V. This is going to be part of the eye, and then we curve up and back down. This will be the eye itself. We color that in, and then we just go 1, 2, 3. That way you have a character looking sideways. Sometimes you might have a character that needs to look sideways or is talking to someone, and so then you would just basically draw one eye, or if you needed someone looking sideways a little bit more like that, then you have a little bit more kind of going on. These next few, these are all going to be pet or animal eyes. So you can use them for any type of pet, even if it says dog or if it says cat. Feel free to use them on dogs, cats, fish, a pig, a horse, whatever you need them to be with. So this first set is going to start off with a big square, and then we are going to put a little square inside. Once we have that little square, we're going to color behind that eye. I'll try to do it a little bit neater than I did there. I went inside my box a little bit. So I'm going to have to fix that a little bit by just kind of coming in and making that box a tiny little bit smaller. Then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Next, I'm going to do a smaller square. And another square inside a square. Then, just like I did before, this time a little bit neater, I'm going to go in and I'm going to color behind. And I'm going to go 1, 2. Same type of V-shaped eyebrows. And that way I have my first set of animal eyes. My next set of animal eyes, since we did a square, let's do an oval. So oval, oval, frown, frown. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's color behind here. So that we can get that all filled in. And let's go ahead and get this colored in too. Remember, take your time, do a good job with these, it's not a race. Draw them out the way that you can look at them again and remember them. And then we need some eyebrows. So if we do that V and color it in, V and color it in. That way we have our second set of pet eyebrows, or pet eyes. The next set, this one starts rainbow, rainbow. Once you have your rainbow, rainbow, we come up with a big rainbow and down. Come up with a big rainbow and down. Then circle, circle. 1, 2, 1, 2. Eyebrow, eyebrow. These are great for, say, something like a duck or a frog, where you need eyes that kind of sit up a little bit more off the top of an animal's head. The last set of eyes that we have are like little pet eyes where, you know, let's say you have a scene and you have a fish or you have something in the background. Well, you can just simply draw in 2 little circles to make something really far in the back. And normally if it's kind of like a girl animal or human, sometimes we will add a little bit more eyebrows to them. So you can go ahead and add extra eyebrows to them. The next set of eyes. This one, rainbow, circle. That way you have one eye open, one eye closed, you have someone winking. If you have 2 circles and we put the eyes facing down, you have someone looking down. If we have 2 circles and we have someone looking up, we have up eyes. If we have a character who needs to look to the left, we have left eyes. If you have a character who's looking to the right, we have right eyes. If you have a character looking both left and right, we have cross-eyed. If we have a character looking down, and looking up, we say those are Google eyes. If, let's say, you had a baseball player and he was running back to catch a ball and the ball hit him right in the eye and he has a black eye, we would put a little X there to show that the eye is hurt. We could also come up and do a little star to show that, ouch, that hurts. Oh, that's going to be painful tomorrow. If that same baseball player ran back and hit the wall and knocked himself out, we could use 2 X's for knocked out eyes, and then we could do like little stars up above them. Sometimes in cartoons you'll see little birdies flying around and things like that, but with the double X, we just use those for knocked out eyes. If you have someone who is scared, so if we have their eyes and we draw their eyes really teeny tiny, then we use our exclamation point up above. We can use that for eyelashes, and it shows that it's scared. Now, it could be scared exciting, where you're going over a roller coaster and you're like, oh, this is gonna be so great. Or it could be scared like Halloween, where someone jumps out and scares you. So scared can be a couple different ways, and you could use them a couple different in a couple different situations. But these types of eyes are great because they use, once again, a part of speech to show what's going on. We can also have a few other types of eyes, and this would be love eyes. And with love eyes, we have a couple different types. We have the normal kind of love, like you're walking down the street and you see, hey, there's a $100 bill on the ground, and you go, wow, I'm in love with that $100 bill. Or maybe your eyes go, cha-ching, cha-ching. And then as you go further down the street, you see that there is a sale on the new Xbox 5 for $100, or PlayStation 5. And your eyes do this. They start off as hearts, but then, whoop, they get smaller and smaller. And you actually show us exactly what you're looking at. So you can kind of cast those hearts out so that we can see and look and say, oh, okay, that's what they're in love with. Or like the pretty eyes that we did, maybe you do little hearts for the eyelashes. Now, these are a few sets of eyes that we normally go over. This way you have a good list of all the different types of eyes. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and I will write underneath exactly what each eye is, so that if you want to pause it and then write underneath on your notes or in your drawing book or your sketchbook, wherever you're working, that way you can label everything and you know exactly what you have. So let me flip the camera back up, and that way you will be able to see exactly what is going on. Remember, you can practice these as many times as you can. Use them when you can. That way you'll get much better at them. So keep practicing, keep making art. I can't wait to see it. Remember, there will be a Google Slide where you can take pictures and you can upload them directly to our class, so then we can see what you're working on. Have a great night. Thank you.